Hello everyone and welcome to the 18th race of the AKG Cup Series, the second race of 8 races here in the Chase. We're here at the Talladega Super Speedway, Talladega, Alabama, for the Sunoco 500, the second appearance here at the Talladega Super Speedway this season. Of course, we went here for race 9 earlier in the year, which was a pretty interesting race in a lot of aspects. And this race will be very interesting as well. It always is. It's never a boring race at Talladega. It's always very, very entertaining. So much can happen. Anyone can win here at Talladega, and that's the key thing. Anybody can win with a bit of luck and a bit of skill. You'll be able to put yourself in position to try and win this race. For a lot of drivers, it is the best chance they have of winning a race all season. And we'll see how it goes. You know, anyone can start anywhere and win this race. You know, just as I said before, you just need to get through it. Just need to get through the wrecks, because there will be wrecks, and get through them. Make your way to the front at the end. Time it right. Get yourself in a position to win this race. This race is so important, as are all the races in the Chase. But you know, we talked about it at Chicagoland last week, how important that was to start your Chase off on the right foot. Some drivers were able to get off on the right foot. Dawson Miller, of course, coming into this race as the points leader. Back-to-back wins. Won the final race of the regular season in Indianapolis. Won the first race of the Chase at Chicagoland. You know, he's coming in a very, very good position. However, there are certain other drivers that crashed out, for example, Chicago, or just didn't have good runs in general, that are already, some guys are a whole race behind Miller. So they've got some work to do if they want to win this championship, and that begins today at Talladega, to try and recover these points. And again, anybody can win from any position, and you know, if you can get a win today, particularly if you're a Chase driver, put yourself in a much better position going into the final 6 races of the season. 47 laps, 125 miles long, and we'll get to the starting lineup rolling on the bottom of your screen as per always. And on the pole is Jack Hawkins, the number 71, Season 2 winner of the first Talladega race in Season 2. He'll be joined by Colin Denton in the number 21. Row 2, how about Charlie Davenport, starting from 3rd, started 5th last week, very happy with the car. He starts from 3rd, joined by the number 25 of Chase driver, Julio Caesar. Row 3, Eli Bright, the Daytona 500 champion, had a mechanical failure last week, put him out of contention. He'll be joined by Season 1 Talladega winner here, Tristan Allen in the number 14. Row 4, Kian Raleigh in the number 10, finished 2nd here last year. He'll be looking to go one position better. And Ryan Benjamin from 8th is row 5, Addison Steinbach, Ryan Benjamin's teammate, will start from the 9th position, and the number 98 of Jake Rogers, last week's pole sitter. Row 6, Jamie Rose, the Daytona winner from a few races back, will start from 11th, and Alexander Rowe in the number 51 will start from 12th. Couple of Chase drivers there. Row 7, Simon Eccles finished 2nd last week at Chicagoland, best finish of the season for him, and the number 72 of Henry Gore had a disappointing race last week, looking to rebound. Row 8, Benny Watson finished 2nd here earlier in the season, and he won the pole for this race back in Season 1. He's joined by William Brock, still looking for that elusive first career win. Row 9, Dominic Anthony in the number 39 will start from the 17th position, and Diego Yepes in the number 47 will start from 18th. And row 10, Carter Friesen in the number 46 had a good strong run the last couple of weeks, and the winner of the last 2 races and the points leader, Dawson Miller from 20th. You see the rest of the starting lineup rolling on the bottom of your screen. You saw Richard Fridge there. We'll start from the 22nd position, of course. Such an important race for Chase drivers. Brandon Bent, of course, winner of the last 2 Talladega races. Noah Clifton finished 3rd last week, so you know they're a bit further down the order, but it doesn't matter because anyone can win from any position. We know that. It doesn't matter the equipment as long as you're, you know, there or thereabouts at the end. That's all that matters. And a lot of it is luck-based, but a lot of it is skill. Timing is everything at Talladega. You know, you make a move at the right time, you probably go to victory lane. As long as you're, of course, within the pack at the end of the race. You see the rest of the starting lineup. The final row of the grid. Logan Williams and David Johnson, the 2 cars that missed the race last week, running out the back of the field. And then Brandon Nelson, who had made 10 consecutive races did not make the race this week, and Jack Halleck. Race 18 of 24, chase race number 2, 47 laps, 125 miles, and they're the previous winners of this race. This is the first. We did not have this race last season, but it's back on the schedule, and it should be an absolute beauty. Pace cars on pit road, coming through the tri-oval. Of course, the start-finish line is a bit beyond the tri-oval at Talladega. And there we go. Green flags out, and we are underway in the Sunoco 500. Kean Rowley going for the second position in the number 10, but Charlie Davenport's going to lead the first lap of action. As Rowley now up into the second position behind the 42. Eli Bright's going to be stuck on that outside. Just double file throughout the field right now. Playing it safe pretty early on so far. Here goes Rowley to the inside of Davenport here for the lead. The two Premier Racing Dodgers to the outside. Simon Nichols trying to push his teammate. Now they're going to go three wide. Addison Steinbach's going to get shuffled up by his teammate Jamie Rose in the number 40. And Steinbach's going to go way back down the order as a result. Kean Rowley has gone around the 42. Now he's under a bit of pressure. Here goes the 3 of Nichols. Of course, the start-finish line is past the tri-oval. At Daytona, of course, it is in the middle of the tri-oval. And this one's about, well, no, it's a bit further than the end of the tri-oval. So do keep that in mind. That may be important later on. Got a couple of Toyotas on that inside lane behind Simon Nichols. A couple of Gifford Technology Racing Toyotas. Here we go. Alexander Rowe in the 51 to the inside for the lead. And he's going to easily get it away from the number 3, of course. Comes into this race second in points. 4 wins on the year. He's got his teammate Dominic Anthony behind him. May not be for long because here comes the 46. And I do want to mention the 46 and the 20 here of Yassi. Those two cars are quick. The SoFlo Racing Toyotas are quick. So do keep an eye out on them. Those two cars specifically out of SoFlo Racing. I reckon they would have liked to see the 26 and the 6 be the quicker ones. But anyways, Jared Owens moved his way up to 4th. And there is Brandon Bent looking for a hat-trick. 3 consecutive wins at Talladega. He's currently 5th at the moment as Zakama Yassi's gone to the inside of Friesen. I only wanted to mention that because Friesen was quickest in practice and Yassi was second quickest as well. But Brandon Bent looking for winner of season 4. Winner earlier in the year. We got 4 wide back down the order. That's Yepes and Caesar in the middle there. And on the outside is Simon Nichols. And you've got to be careful of your chase drivers here. It's still very early days in this race. You don't want to have a wreck. This would usually be the place to do it, but they are going to keep it clean for the time being. They don't wreck in the turns. They wreck off the turns. That's typically where it is. We're going to have some 4 wide, maybe back down the order. Davenport to the inside of Nichols, but they're going to sort each other out as Denton finds a gap on the inside lane. So they keep each other, get back down to 3 wide. Here we go. Brandon Bent to the inside here for the race lead. To the inside of the 51 of Alexander Rowe. Clifton on the outside in the 6. Pushing a bunch of Toyota help on that outside lane right now. 4 Toyotas on the outside now. Friesen being shuffled up. Rowe's going to clear on that outside. Brandon Bent didn't have the help. And while the inside lane is certainly the place to be to actually, if you want to try and make a move, you just saw then, if you don't get any help, there's no chance of getting to the inside and getting past another car. So you got to get help there. Brandon Bent had no help on that inside lane. And that's why he couldn't get past the 51, even though he was alongside of him. So don't usually see that at Talladega, though. They usually do help each other. Everyone helps each other out quite a bit, particularly early days in the race. Henry Gore's up into 3rd. He led a few laps here early in the season, and now he's going to go to second and try and get to his teammate. Vargas high in the 43. Mitchell Collins down low in the 99. Gore's up into second as we've got 4 wide again back in throughout the field. That's Yassi way up top back in there. Friesen was in the middle with Rogers as well. There's still 4 wide. Oh, and in the wall. I think Yassi hit the wall off of turn 2 there, and I think he did because he slows. These guys here are a bit slower, so I think the 20 bounced off the wall. Actually, probably helped them because I don't think they're 4 wide anymore, which is the good news. They don't have 4 wide here, of course, as well. John Andrews, it's been a rough year for the 55. He's up to 3rd behind Collins and Rowe. I tell you what, Alexander Rowe's doing a good job holding these guys off. Got a bit of help earlier on to hold off Brandon Bent, but he's held these guys off quite well in that number 51. Now it's just a matter of whether he can keep it out front. Oh, crash! Brandon Bent, Eli Bright into the wall and around. And more cars. The 39 is involved. That is Dominic Anthony gets run into by Bright. Brandon Bent was spinning. There's the 27. Noah Kim in the 15. Kelly Lee in the 76. And that's the 91 of Jared Oren as well. Oh, and William Brock with a bit of front end damage in the number 1. The caution is out for the first time today, and it's a big crash. And I didn't see that one. There must have been, I can only assume it was a 4 wide situation that caused that accident. Alexander Rowe's going to win the race back to the line. And I can only assume that was caused by a 4 wide situation heading off into turn 1. So Rowe has led a lot of laps here already early in the day. There's his teammate, the 39. That car's total. That's going nowhere. That car is done for the day for sure. So is that car, the 91. There's Brandon Bent. He was looking for 3 in a row, and Eli Bright as well in the 95. Those 2 guys have gotten off to horrible chase starts. Eli Bright finished last week. He'll be out very early again. Brandon Bent finished way down the order last week. Finished outside the top 30. So bad runs for those 2 guys very, very early on in the chase. Now, in terms of pit stops for this race, there should be 1. So, well, I say there should be 1, but the fuel tank here is about 38-ish laps. So, but again, that depends on, whether you're drafting in the pack. So you see the cars coming down pit road. If you're someone like Alexander Rowe who's led a lot of this race, you probably have to, if you continue to lead a lot of the race, you're probably going to have to pit again, I would think. Because it's about lap 8. It's going to be pretty close. It's going to be pretty close, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But that's banking on the fact that, there's only going to be 1 caution. Which I highly doubt, because there never is. It's usually 2 or more. So the early one this year was 3. As Rowe is done, and he's not going to win the race off of pit road. Mitchell Collins in the 99. He's going to come down. He's going to win the race off of pit road. John Andrews is going to be second. So yeah, Collins, Andrews 1-2, then Rowe, Watson, and Lorenz Marga, the top 5. But again, it doesn't really matter too much because it's still very early days at Talladega. Mitchell Collins in the 99 is the race leader. And let's take a look what happened to trigger the first caution of the day here at Talladega. Well, here's what happened. It was 4 wide, and you'll see it's going to be Eli Bright and Noah Kim who make contact. Bright comes down into the 15. They go up the racetrack, and Brandon Bent just caught with nowhere to go. Christian Vargas, nowhere to go. Renan Nasip gets a piece of it in the 88, and then Brandon Bent's going to come down the racetrack, and Jared Oren has nowhere to go. You can't do anything about that. Benjamin and Anthony make contact. Anthony slides up into the outside wall. Brandon Bent slides up into the outside wall, and then right there, Kelly Lee will get into the 39. Lee stays done, and then Bright just completely runs into the left rear of the 39 and tears up the front of it. Tears the whole right front out of that car, and lots of damage. And 39, 95, 27. 3 chases involved in that crash. Not good for them. Particularly the 27 and 95 who had bad runs last week. Not what they needed. Very early days here in the chase. Here's Eli Bright's on board. Oh, gee, that's a big hit. Big hit on the 95. His day's done. Here's Brandon Bentz on board. That was quite a big hit actually on the rear from Jared Oren, and I reckon wouldn't have been as big if it weren't for that. Here's Noel Clifton. Hey, he was quite lucky actually to get through that. He just cleared the 95, so actually quite fortunate to get through that. There's Dominic Anthony's on board. Oh, just Benjamin kind of came down just enough. Oh. Then hit twice hard in the process. Benjamin came down just a smidge. It was just enough to turn the 39 around, and here's a real-time look at it. Oh, that's a big hit. Big hit. Front to rear. Jared Oren had nowhere to go in this one, and then Bright runs into the 39, and lots of good cars torn up. Lots of cars that could have competed for the win for sure. Their days are well and truly done. There's the 91. His car is totaled, and that is a tough break. Still very early days at Talladega, and just like the first race of the year, very early caution. Anyways, the number 99 of Mitchell Collins, he won the race off of pit road. He will be the leader. Let's take you back to the green. Well, this is what happened on pit road. We didn't see this one, but you saw Nottingham Scott just run into Kelly Lee a little bit in front, the number 78. Bit of front end damage on that Toyota, and then this happens, and this is more severe. A little bit of stack up there. They're coming out, bang. David Johnson gets hit by Steinbach, and then gets run into by Nathan Stapleton, who had nowhere to go. You can't do anything about that if you're Stapleton. And that car, who won the pole, of course, here earlier in the year, that car is completely destroyed, and he's now out of the race. So 2 NS Racing Fords out of the race. Bright, obviously, with a huge amount of front end damage, and now Stapleton with that on pit road. And that happens at Talladega, unfortunately. That does happen quite a bit. So nothing the 97 could have done about that, quite honestly. And it's an end to his day. But anyways, tough break for him. But anyways, his teammate is the race leader, Mitchell Collins. So that's something going for him, I guess. He's Mitchell Collins, the race leader. Let's take you back to the green. Coming back to the green this time, Mitchell Collins in the 99 is the race leader. John Andrews in the 55 is second. Alexander Rowe, Benny Watson, and Lorenz Margo rounds out the top 5. Colin Denton, Cody Smart, Kean Raleigh, Austin Johnson, and Jake Rogers in rounding out the top 10. So, multiple guys out, including chasers. Dominic Anthony and Eli Bright, their days are done. Nathan Stapleton's out of the race. Due to that pit road accident, we saw Jared Oren with a bunch of damage. He's out of the race as well. So, and Kelly Lee for that matter as well. 76 is out. So, bunch of drivers already out. Brad Bent was able to continue in the 29, but 27. He is multiple laps down, however. So, bad news for him. Definitely not what he needed. At this stage, there 2 races in, and he's already, Eli Bright's in a deeper hole, but he's in a massive hole already. If he wants to defend that title, get a 3rd one, he's got to do a lot in these next 6 races, that is for sure, and just try and salvage something from today. Pace cars on pit road. It'll be Collins, Andrews, Rowe, Watson, and Marga. That'll lead the field back to green. See, just move down just a little bit. And there we go, green flag. Back underway here at Talladega. Down the back, number 96 of Benny Watson, who finished second here. You see those guys out of the race. So those 5 guys, Stapleton, Lee, Bright, Dominic Anthony, and Jared Oren, all out of the race. Brandon been able to continue. But the 96 here up into the 2nd position. NS Racing 1-2 right now. Here on lap 13. Still very early days. Watson thought about a move to the inside, but Won't be able to do it. Collins able to hold the lead for the time being. Won't hold it for much longer because there goes the 96 to the inside. He finished second here earlier in the season to Brandon Bent. Looking to go one spot better today. Here comes Lorenz Margaret to the inside though. New colours for this team. Team Velocitar. Marcus Lemonis has come on board with Camping World and Overton's for this race. Lemonis very impressed with how the team ran at Chicagoland last week in the Camping World 400. Colin Denton up into second. Here comes Austin Johnson in the 66, and one of the things we haven't really talked about is that the guys outside the top 35 in points, like the 66, like the 7, you know, they need good runs if they want to get into the top 35 and start making some more races or lock themselves into races. This would be a very good place. If you get a win here, certainly help your cause. But for the 66 and the 7, they are a bit far back, all things considered. But Johnson's up to second. Logan Williams in the 7. Then Rogers up on that inside lane. He's going to make it 3 wide to the inside, trying to make it a DW 1-2. Friesen, then Caesar on that inside as well. So Cream's rising to the top early here, but still a long way to go. Of course, we're only on lap 15. About to be 16. Friesen to the inside of Rogers. He's going to get up into the second position. He's going to try and get past the 21. The 21's also been quite quick. We talked about him a little bit. Talked about some of the quick cars. You see, these are some of the slow cars. There's the 88. These guys are all involved in that accident. Brandon Bent, there he is in the 27. He is way down the order, 37th right now, so some work to do. And then Yepes and Yassi back in there. There's David Johnson, Jamie Rose, and Allen in the 14. Had a disappointing run in Chicagoland. He's barely holding onto the pack right now. So, very interesting to see how that all works out. But back to Denton quickly. That 21 was very quick in practice too. Very quick in qualifying. So, even though he's on the outside and falling back right now, do keep that in mind later in the race. That he could well be a contender. Friesen leads in the 46. Able to hold off the 25. And you see no move made yet. All single file for the top 4 cars. Tanya Bray's having a very good run in the 56 for Tanker Motorsports. Up in the 3rd position. Here goes Julio Caesar to the inside in the number 25. He's going to try and go to the lead. He's got help from Clifton in the 6 on that inside. And the 26, you've got 4 chasers on that inside lane. Richard Fridge and then Kean Rowley in the 10 back in there as well. So, a couple of Nicotech cars, couple of SoFlo racing cars moving their way towards the front. As here goes the 6 to the inside, Noah Clifton. He's going to take the lead away and lead that lap. 30 laps to go here at Talladega. Still a long, long way to go. So, still so much can happen here at Talladega. There's Logan Williams back on the inside. He's up into 4th place. He finished actually in the top 10 here early in the year. So, I mean, another decent run so far in the number 7. Desperately needs it. As here goes Richard Fridge to the inside of his teammate for the lead. And he is going to... top 2 are going to clear. Off the turn, Kean Rowley in 2nd. Is he going to try and make a move here in the trial? He will not. So Richard Fridge is going to lead this lap. There's Williams, Gore. Top 4 single file for the moment. Henry Gore led a few laps here early in the year and then got involved in a crash. Jack Porkins, the pole sitter. We haven't seen a lot of him despite leading the field to the green. Then you got Steinbach, William Brock, despite getting damage, and Ryan Benjamin also getting a bit of damage. They're still in the pack, so good to see from those guys. There goes Williams to the inside of Raleigh. And he's going to go up into the 2nd position here, and he's going to get some help here from Porkins and try and go after the 26 here. Although Porkins is going to try and make a move to the inside, and he's probably going to get there too. So, oh boy, here we go. We got 4 wide. Ryan Benjamin on the inside, although Kean Rowley has got no help, and he fell way back, and that's worked out pretty nicely in the end. They keep it to 3 wide in the grand scheme of things, and they keep it clean. So, a good bit of racing there. Here goes the 71 of Porkins. He's making his way back up to the front of the field, the man who started from pole. Haven't seen a lot of him, as I said before, but right now, leading the race. He just got around Richard Fridge, and he will clear off of turn number 4. 71's coming in with a pretty decent run last week, top 10. Here's Charlie Davenport. He was quite happy with his run last week in that number 42. Finished 15th, but actually led a lot of laps in that race, so he's quite happy with that. And now running a sip here in the 88. I was just about to say, I thought I saw a lap car coming, and well, we're approaching a lap car, and this could get ugly if they're not careful about it. Look back in here. Here we go. It's actually a bit slower than I actually thought it was. They're going to run up on him, and where are they going to go? The leader's going to go to the inside. Oh, they're going to split him. They're going to put him through the middle. They've got to be careful. Oh, big crash! Turn 3! Rogers, Rally, Brock, John Andrews, and I think there are others as well. Simon Nichols may have been involved. Ryan Benjamin certainly involved. Looks like the 14 was involved. The 25 looks like he was involved. Yeah, he definitely involved. More chase drivers involved. Tristan Allen's car's got so much front end damage. He was definitely in it. Lots of damage on the 14. Nonigan Scott may have been involved in it as well. And the caution is out for the second time today. And that one involved more chase drivers. Tony Bray won the race back to the line. Look at the damage on that number 10. That is totaled. That's been beaten from pillar to post. And his day is done. And he was another one of those guys who had a bad run in Chicagoland in comparison to all the other chase drivers and out of the race. Very good. Look at the damage on William Brock's car. John Andrews in the 1. Jake Rogers in the 98. Not what he needed. Lots of damage on the champion Ford. Oh, and they're starting to run into each other here. Just be careful. That's don't need to be doing that under the yellow. And so the second caution of the day. Now, I think, here we go. So we're going to have some pit stops here. Breyer is going to lead the field down. Watson's going to come down. But there are going to be a few that are going to stay out here. So this is interesting. Interesting tactic from these guys. A lot of these guys coming down do have damage, of course, but not sure. I think some of these guys just wanting to make sure that they are good to go on fuel, because it was a bit close. They came down on lap 8, I think, and that's about the fuel window. So they do have to be mindful of that, of course. We saw what happened in the 500. They did run out of fuel in the 500, some of those guys. So Bray is going to win the race off of pit road. Watson, Pawkins, Richard Fridge, and then Derek Hamill rounding out the top 5, but they will not be the leaders. The leaders, well, the leader of the race will be Lorenz Marger in the Velocista 08. He's going to lead the field back to green. Let's take a look what happened to trigger the second caution of the day. And this is why we're under the yellow. It actually has nothing to do with the 88. I thought it would have. I think we're going to have an accident anyway because of how slow the 88 was, but Raleigh and Rogers, they make contact. They're in the middle of 4 wide. Come down into John Andrews. They go up and then into the wall. Gets into Ryan Benjamin, who gets into Julio Caesar. Tristan Allen gets a piece of it. Dawson Miller in the 48 got a piece of it as well in that. But hard crash. And I think Nichols may have just got a piece of it, but I don't think it was too much. And look at the damage on all these cars here. All pretty competitive, really. William Brock was actually doing quite well with a damaged car, and now out of this race. That's a tough break for him. And Julio Caesar and Tristan Allen, a couple of chase drivers there as well, also involved. This is Kean Rowley's on board. That was a massive hit. Got squeezed into the wall very hard, and a lot of damage on the iRacing number 10. Tough way to end the race for him. Tough way to end the race for Jake Rogers in the 98. They just hooked wheels, really, on the straightaway, which is very odd. But going down the racetrack, and tough break for them. It was always going to happen from there. Here's Simon Nichols in the number 3. He's on board. No, he just got a piece. Just got William Brock and then got in the outside wall as well, and that may put an end to his chances of winning. Julio Caesar in the 25. Ooh. Actually, that was quite hard. He hit it quite hard. A lot of damage on the number 25. A lot of damage on the 14. Oh. Nowhere to go. He can't do anything about that. Just Rogers came down the racetrack so fast, you can't do anything about that. And it's the end of his day. Tough break for him. That's a big hit. Very, very hard crash. Just got squeezed. It's just not enough space there. And I think they were going to have a crash anyway because of the 88. So I think it was inevitable eventually. Whoa, hello. I didn't see that. Rally went upside down. There you go. Wow. I guess that explains the roof damage on the number 10. But tough break for him and all the others involved, but particularly the chase drivers in that one. Their days are done, and that's going to put a dent in their championship hopes. Lorenz Marger is the race leader in the 08. Let's take you back to the green. Coming back to the green this time, Lorenz Marger is the race leader. Charlie Davenport is second. Carter Friesen's third. Colin Denton is fourth. And Noel Clifton rounding out the top 5. And this race has had 2 cautions and a fair few chase drivers involved in them, whether they're out of the race or not. And it'd be very interesting to see how the points look after this one. But look at the 51, Alexander Rowe. He's still in the top 10. He hasn't been involved in any accidents. He's back there in, what is that? 8th position, I think that was. So, he's been clean and green in the 51, and something he hasn't been able to say at these racetracks before, or at least this season. But he's still up there. Dawson Miller was able to continue. He barely got he got a bit of damage, but not a huge amount. But a lot of the other chase drivers, they've been involved in accidents, and if you're a chase driver, you got through this race, clean so far. You're able to keep it clean for the rest of this race. Well, I mean, I do think we'll have another caution. I think that's inevitable. But if you are able to keep it clean, you're probably going to launch up the standings a little bit. So, interesting to see how it goes. Pace cars on pit road. Lorenz Marger for Team Velocitar finished third in the Daytona race a few weeks ago. He's going to lead the field back to the green. Davenport, Friesen, Denton, and Clifton, the top 5. I'm just waiting. There we go. And there we go. Green flags back out. We're underway once again here at Talladega. And there goes the 42. A Davenport to the inside. I thought Friesen was going to make the move first, but apparently not. You see the guys out. Allen, Raleigh, Caesar, Brock, all those guys out of the race now. So that's a really bad break, particularly for Allen and Caesar and Raleigh, the 3 chase drivers in that one. Out of the race. That is a tough break for them. And here go the 2 SoFlo Toyotas. They're helping each other out. Friesen with Clifton pushing to the inside. It's 5 Toyotas on the inside, and Charlie Davenport is going to get sent back throughout the field. Now, look at that. The field is well and truly being split up. Brandon Benton here is off the pace, as so are a couple other guys. But some of these guys back in here, they pitted, like Derek Hamill, like Richard Fridge. They pitted and ended up behind lap traffic, and they've lost the pack, and that probably ends their shot of winning this race, I would say, unless another caution does happen, which it could happen. I think actually, I think it will happen, more likely. Porkins is the last car in this pack, and he's barely holding on right now. So, down to 15. So 15 cars here in the pack for the lead right here. Clifton's gone past his teammate. He leads in the number 6. Now Alexander Rowe in the 51, up into second, and of course finished 4th last week. Alexander Rowe, didn't see him a whole lot in that race, but he's led the most laps today. It looks quite quick. There goes the 99 to the inside, Mitchell Collins. Is he going to get any help? He will not. Cody Smart went to the outside to help the 51. The 51's going to clear, although that's going to hurt Cody Smart because he's not going to, it's not the preferred line. It's just not at all, really, most of the time, so can help his cause. There goes the 51 to the inside as Diego Yepes, I'm assuming, pitted. May have got a I don't know what's up with that. May have got a penalty or something, but Going to run up on him pretty soon. Alexander Rowe takes the lead in the 51. Here goes the 56 to the inside with a bit of assistance from Benny Watson. Tanya Brad. Now, all the cars that did pit on the last caution, they just took fuel. So it was no tyres, just fuel. Just in case anyone cares. So here comes your best. We got to catch up on the 47, and here's hoping it doesn't end as badly as the last time we caught up to a lapped car. Here we go, and they're going to go high, or at least Rowe and Bray are going to go high. They're going to go high. Japes is going to go low, and now he's going to go to the middle, and now he's going to go low again. And really, you should not be blocking if you're a lap car like that. You should not be blocking the entire pack. Basically, Watson's in 30. He's the first guy to get away from those guys back in there, or from the 47, besides the top two. Now we'll see. I think they're going to try. I think they might be able to get him in the inside. Well, Lorenz Mark is just waiting for the opportunity. I think he's not close enough. Maybe the 47 is not actually as far off the pace as I thought he was. Maybe that's just it. Not really sure. We'll figure that out as the run goes on. We're coming to 17 to go, by the way. There goes the 96 to the inside for the second position. Now they're going to get around this 47. Mark has finally gone to the inside, and all those guys on the outside, that is not going to help their cause, and might actually put them out of contention if they're not careful. Whereas Margaret up into third now. He's just got around Breyer, who didn't have a lot of help on that outside lane. Look at the guys on that inside. You see the 47. I think the 47 is actually up to speed relatively. He's not the fastest guy in the pack, but certainly not like holding. Oh, he's holding people up, but he's not like that far off the pace where people are going to split away from the pack. Everyone's going to hang in the pack, so that's the good news there. So I'm assuming it was just a pit penalty or something like that. But anyways, Rowe in the 51 continuing to lead. Now Watson in second. Davenport's going to third. He's just gone around Lorenz Marker. Colin Denton's on the inside in number 21. Then it's Collins. Logan Williams in the 7. All on that inside lane. Cody Smart in the number 2. Boy, he would love a win. I think fair to say. It's been a frustrating year for him. As a driver and a team owner, it's just really been a rough year. As now Denton not getting the help he really probably should have gotten, to be honest. But now he will. Collins is going to get left high and dry in the 99 as Logan Williams went to the inside, and the 99 is going to fall back down the order. And single file still. Watson hanging in with the 51, just kind of holding their own out in front. Here goes the 21 to the inside. Logan Williams was up high, but now he's going to go low. Shuffling around, just trying to find the most amount of speed he can. And now Davenport is going to get left on that outside, and he's going to fall way back. Let's see here. Denton looks like he might make a move. No, Logan Williams is going to make a move to the inside for third. Is he going to get help required? Yes, he will. He is going to hang in that inside lane with help from Friesen. But the top two, they've stayed pretty well calm, to be honest. Alexander Rowe, his former teammate, Benny Watson. Currently 1 and 2 right now. Rowe looking for his 5th win of the year. Which I don't think, from memory, would be a record, by the way. I think he's led the most laps in a Talladega race. I can pretty much guarantee you that in the series. So that's something for him. But I see a bunch of Toyotas here on that inside lane, moving their way up. There's way more single file than it was before. And Dawson Miller, we haven't really talked about Dawson Miller, but he is still up here. So, you know, he could win 3 in a row. That's not an impossibility, as Watson has finally made the move to the inside of Rowe, and he's going to stick it on that inside. And with a bit of help from Friesen, Watson's going to take the lead away. The number 96. He needs a good run today, so this is good as long as he can keep it clean for the rest of this race. It's a pretty good run, all things considered. After flipping multiple times at Chicagoland. Here goes Friesen. He's going to go to the front of the field. And the number 46, talked about him being quick before. Well, he's just taken the lead away. Henrik Warren, the 72, is second. Lorenz Marker. Porkins is still up here. Collins and Rowe is getting really set back. Probably just setting up for the back, or for the next few, back into this race. Porkins has gone to the inside. It's a Toyota 1-2-3. Right now, this Toyota's a bit quick on the super speedways, fair to say. Of course, Friesen led the most laps in the 500 earlier in the year, but finished 24th as a result of running out of fuel. So, you know, looking to make revenge for it here at Talladega, I guess. As here goes Hawkins for second, underneath of his teammate Henry Gore, and he's going to get there. So now Hawkins up into second position. You've got the 56 of Breyer back in there. Cody Smart is in fourth. Charlie Davenport on the inside. How about Austin Johnson? Breyer and Johnson, two Tanker Motorsport Fords currently running in the top 10. Fantastic run for those two. Hawkins to the inside of the 46. They're going to go 3 wide behind them. That is Davenport way down low. And I tell you what, these two guys have worked together a lot today. The 42 and the 71. Rose made his way back to the inside. You got a bunch of chasers on that inside lane. You got Miller and Watson back in there as well. And I think here we go. More lap traffic. That's 4 of them. So Kim, Rogers, Isip, and John Andrews. We'll be catching up to them soon. So they're certainly going to play a factor in this one. Fair to say. Davenport's gone to the lead in the 42. With help from Colin Denton in the 21. Rose in third. Rose, here we go. 21's going to go to the inside. With help from Rowe. Rowe might try and make it 3 wide for the lead. He's not quite close enough. So Denton back out in front. There's Miller. He's making his way up. He could certainly get 3 wins in a row. Has that been done before? I don't even know if that's been done before. I can't remember a time someone's actually won 3 races in a row. There's those 4 lap cars. And here goes the 51 to the inside. Alexander Rowe wants to dictate where he goes. Oh, and bit of an issue there for Logan Williams. He had a moment in the tri-oval for sure as they've just caught up to the lap traffic. But Williams definitely made contact with someone back in there. And that sent him in the tri-oval, or sent him into the infield, and that could have been ugly, but they kept it straight, and this is ugly. Look at these lap cars. All trying to block that inside lane, and really, again, they should not be blocking the inside lane. They should be getting out of the way here, and the inside lane is the place to be. So, you know, to move your way forward. So, not exactly helping cause, but Miller is making his way through. He's threading the needle, but Rowe has cleared out in front in the 51. He's led the most laps today. And right now having a fantastic run. But the issue is the 48's right behind him. You see all these guys still trying to get around these lap cars. These guys on the inside back in here, they need to move to the outside, or no, they need to get going, because otherwise they actually could feasibly lose the draft. Denton trying to clear the 48 on the outside, and it looks like he'll do it with help from Cody Smart. And Miller in third right now. A solid run, all things considered. We haven't seen him a lot of the day. See, a lot of these guys up here, all these guys have cleared the lap traffic and still well and truly in the game. Smart with no help on that outside lane. There goes the 21 to the inside. Denton trying to take the lead away from Alexander Rowe. They're going to be side by side at the line. And Denton's going to get him with 8 laps to go. And remember, it's not impossible to see a caution. We saw a caution end the race earlier in the season, so it's not impossible. But you got some of these guys up here. You got Tanya Bray still up here. Friesen, not terribly far away. Collins, and then these guys haven't quite. Watson, the 71 of Hawkins, Clifton, and Williams. They haven't gotten around the lap cars, and that's probably going to put them out of contention. A tough break there for those guys. But Davenport has gone to the lead in the 42, and to Friesen, I think all the way to Friesen. That's about the top 10 cars. We've got more lap traffic coming though. So I was just about to say, down to Carter Friesen in 10. Those are the guys probably battling for the win. But granted, we now have lap traffic. Mitchell Collins back in there. Then you got Clifton, Williams, and Watson. All those guys, Hawkins as well. Hawkins and co probably a bit too far back. But Davenport here, leading the race. Here comes Austin Johnson with help from Lorenz Marga. And now they're going to go high. So they're going to, again, these guys should not be really running the bottom. Although it isn't double file lap traffic, which was something we saw in the 500. So that's something. But again, you'd rather run on the bottom. You'd rather not block the bottom. Here goes Davenport to the outside. Lorenz Marga trying to go to the inside. Trying to push the 27. Whoa, look at that on the outside. Henry Gore just blazed past them on the outside lane. Shuffled Davenport to the middle, and he has cleared. How about that for a move? You don't see that very often. Henry Gore making his move, put himself out in front. And these guys still haven't got around the lap traffic. Now Marcus gone to the inside of Brandon Bent with help from Miller. So that's going to help the cause. And I cannot believe that Davenport and Co could not get around on the outside. That is very, very interesting to me. Gore continuing to lead. He hasn't pulled away at all, though, so they will reel him back in. I think it goes without saying. Because here comes Collins to the inside. Here comes Cody Smart to the inside. All these guys back in here, and they're finally going to get around the lap guys here. This will be Tanya Bray. She will be the last one to get around the lap cars. They've caught up to Henry Gore in the 72. Here goes Collins, and Collins was just about to lose the draft, actually, so those lap cars kind of saved him there. He's going for second underneath the 08, but he might not be there for long, because here comes the 2. We see more 3 wide action. We're coming to 4 laps to go this time. And Cody Smart up into second. Boy, does that team need a win. This is one of their best shots right now in second. Trying to get to the inside, but Friesen with a lot of assistance from the 51 of Alexander Rowe. He's going to come down and he's going to lead it with 4 laps to go. Looking to make up for the Daytona 500. Only need Carter Friesen, but the 51 has been the man to beat today. He's led the most laps. How about Watson? Where did he come from? He was a part of the other group, and somehow he's caught up to the other pack. These guys haven't. So, actually not terribly far away, but I don't know how Watson caught up to all that. Anyways, Rowe's gone to the lead. Colin Denton's going to go to second. Denton looking for his first career win. A lot of these guys looking for their first career win. Miller looking for his 3rd win in a row. Oh, and here we go. Charlie Davenport and Porkins coming down. Now, Davenport did not pit, but Porkins did. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Because Porkins definitely pitted on the last yellow. Charlie Davenport didn't. So these guys will have to pit again. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. So that adds another wrinkle to this race. Here goes the 48 of Miller. He's not going to make it easy on Alexander Rowe, is he? He can't quite get underneath the 21. Oh, here we go. They're moving up, and I think the 51's going to pit. The 51's going to pit. Yeah, here we go. So there are going to be pit stops. We're coming to 2 laps to go. So can someone actually make it the distance? That's the question. Out of these guys here, the 21 of Denton, he's going to be the one that leads it back. Miller, Watson, Breyer, Collins, Friesen. Can these guys make it back? That's the question. Can any of these guys make it back? Logan Williams as well, for that matter. You got all these guys. Look at all these guys on pit road. Rowe and Gore and all these guys. Probably out of contention at this point in time. We got 1.5 laps to go. Let's battle. Let's focus on the battle for the lead. Here goes Watson in the 96. He's up into second. Oh, here we go. Denton's certainly going to pit. So, here we go. Denton's going to pit. He could not make it, and neither could Miller. So, both Rowe and Miller could not make it. And we're going to the white flag. This will be the last lap, and Watson's in position. He's leading the race. At the white flag, can he hold on? And these guys coming off of pit road. Look at the damage on Clifton in the 6. Not sure what happened there. But anyways, can Breyer get to the 96 here? Well, there goes Collins. Collins is going to make the move to the inside here for second. He's not going to be clear. He's got to get back to the start-finish line here, Benny Watson. Looking for his first career win. All these guys looking for their first career win. Oh, there goes Clifton. Clifton kind of blocked. And there goes Collins. Mitchell Collins to the inside of Watson. He's going to clear. And Mitchell Collins from the clouds is going to win at Talladega. Unbelievable. What a finish. They made it on fuel, and Mitchell Collins in the number 99, who was third off of in the middle of turns 3 and 4, has come from the clouds to steal at Talladega, his first career win in his 18th start. Well done to Mitchell Collins in the number 99. NS Racing 1-2 for the first time in their history, but man, I cannot believe it. I thought Watson was actually going to get that one. I cannot believe it. This man's never going to win a race at this rate. My goodness. Second for Watson. Carter Friesen. How about Tanya Breyer in fourth? Well done to these guys. They played the strategy. They made it on fuel. And Collins has to thank Clifton, who got damage on pit road, I can only assume, and held up the 96. And the 56 for that matter, and got around the 96 for the win. Wow, how about that? That's crazy. Collins the winner, Watson, Freezer, Brains, Logan Williams in 5th in the 7th, Trey Wright, Steinbach, and then 2 chasers, Fridge and Nichols. They were nowhere at the back end of that race, and neither was Rose. They ended up 8th, 9th, and 11th. Good runs for them, and then Denton, Miller, Smart, Rowe, Margaret, Davenport, we all thought they were going to be there at the end. They finished down to the 15th through the 20th. Porkins is down there. Clifton, Gore. Not the results they were looking for. That's for sure. Jake Roach down in 30th. A lot of these guys back in here involved in crashes throughout the day. And Banter Allen, Rally Caesar. Eli Bright had a shocking chase. 2 races in. He's finished 40th and 42nd in those 2 races. Dominic Anthony has so many chase drivers with issues, and put them down in the points. Here are the points. That doesn't actually change at the top. Miller still holds a 4-point lead over Alexander Rowe. Nichols now up to 3rd. Hawkins and Rogers the top 5. Fridge up into 6th position. So nice job by the 26. All things considered. And then all these guys back in here. Anthony, Rose, Gore, Rally. And then Brandon Bent, the defending champion, the 2-time series champion. 15th in points, 62 back. He wants to go 3 in a row. He's got a lot of work to do. You see the rest of the results there. Over to the next page. And Mitchell Collins, by the way, 20th in points now as a result of that win. So well done to Collins. Fantastic job. And then over back here, all these guys just looking to make races at this point and do the best job possible. Good job from Tanya Breyer in 4th today. And thank you so much for watching the Sunoco 500 at Talladega. Congratulations to Mitchell Collins in the number 99. And we'll see you next week at Dover. See you then.